Welcome back, everyone. Today I want to discuss the 2025 Grammy nominees. With them being released a couple days ago, I figure I'd talk about what I've learned from this year's nominees. In this year's nominees, they're something, and you know I have thoughts. But like always, congratulations to everyone who got nominated, especially the first time nominees. So, what I've learned. Before we begin, if you want to see music bios or more good videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Also, I've started a Patreon account. On here you get more copyrighted material and they'll be uploaded 48 hours prior to YouTube. If you want to support or visit, link is in the description. And without further ado, on to our feature presentation. My first takeaway is history is on the line. And we're going to start off with Beyonce because she's entering this year's Grammys as the most nominated artist this year with 11. And with this, she become the most nominated artist of all time. And we all know no other person, artist, producer have more wins than Beyonce. But this go round, she could achieve even more history. This year's Grammys, I think, will prove to mean if her country pivot was a success. She's nominated not only in the country field, but she got additional nominees in the pop, rap, and Americana fields. And she isn't the only one that's facing history. Got Billie Eilish, as she's trying to add more wins in the general field before she even turns 25. As y'all know, she won Song of the Year twice. She won Record of the Year twice. And she could add her second Album of the Year win in her very young career, and she could go down for the most multiple wins in the general fields within her first 3 albums. And also we have Taylor Swift, but I'll talk about her in a bit. But not only the girls, but Kendrick Lamar could have an historic night, as Not Like Us is up for 3 categories, which includes Song of the Year, Record of the Year. I do believe it has a shot to win both. And one more thing, this year Grammys have 3 all-female nominees. Best R&B Song, they're all women. Best Pop Performance for a second year in a row, all women. Best Pop Vocal Album that I accurately predicted, all women. So in conclusion, this could be a historic night for several artists. Second, let's have a conversation about Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan. Because I've heard conversations involving Chappell Roan that she doesn't want to win Best New Artist even though she submitted. I guess she believes in the Best New Artist curse, but let's be real. That category is going to be a 2-team race between Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan. 2 artists who've been grinding for almost a decade to reach the level of superstardom here. And I will say Sabrina right now has a slight upper edge on Chappell Roan because Please 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 and Espresso were both nominated for Song of the Year and Record of the Year respectively. And this kind of reminds me of 2021 where Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion were the 2 headliners in that category and Megan wound up winning. But if you plan on placing bets on the Best New Artist, place it on these 2. My number 3 takeaway is I'm actually kind of concerned for Taylor Swift. Now we all know the moment when Taylor announced the Torture Poets department at last year's show, she was going to be favored at the next year's Grammys. But this time I'm concerned. I mean, last year I was also concerned, but it was overblown when she won for a record 4th time. Even though if my choice would still be SOS, I stand by that. Now, I posted a tweet saying I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor gets shut out, and I can actually see it happening. Now, I haven't listened to the Torture Poets department yet, but many people who did said it ranged from being very mid and uninteresting to super good, with the super good coming from the Swiftie deniers. Now, here's the thing. What I've learned from Taylor Swift at the Grammys is that in categories that don't involve the albums, she struggles. Midnights was a big album last year and only had 2 Grammys, both involving Pop Album and Album of the Year, and I think she only wanted to win those 2. Now, why I also think she could get shut out involves stiffer competition that had a bigger non-sales impact this year. And while we're on the topic of Album of the Year, I think it's a 3-horse race between her, Billie, and Beyonce, with Chappell Roan being a quiet dark horse. And back to this whole shutout theory, I think it's emphasized the Eras Tour got snubbed out of the Best Music Film. So if you plan on placing bets on Taylor Swift dominating at the Grammys yet again, be very, very cautious. Now this point and my next point is going to go hand in hand in a way, but let me just say this. We're all in agreement that Kendrick is going to have another big night in the rap categories, but the rest of this categories is just blah. Cardi B getting nominated for Enough Miami, which I think is a decent song, but I think others deserve this spot. And the melodic rap performance was very disappointing this year. Lotto getting nominated for Big Mama, Kalani getting nominated, which I think is a mediocre song at best, even though her namesake saves the song. But the thing that kind of got me was seeing J. Cole's mixtape being nominated for Best Rap Album for Might Delete Later. Didn't he diss the Grammys on one of the songs in that project? But it's not all bad. Well, Kendrick already mentioned, but I am happy to see Doechii getting recognized this year, 1 year overdue. And I'm trying my best not to talk about the snubs, but Schoolboy Q album didn't get nominated, Pink Friday is not present, and What Is For All the Dogs. And this leads us right into number 5, the snubs. And there were a ton this year. And I'm gonna start off with Dua Lipa getting snubbed, but I'm gonna chalk that up to stiff female pop girly competition. Next we had Megan Thee Stallion not receiving any nominations for Hiss and Cobra in particular. I already mentioned Drake and Nicki, although Drake's karma got in the way and Nicki, Grammys never liked her. And I was unsure if either artist submitted this year. But a lot of big charting hits did not get recognized this year. Like Lovin' On Me, one of the biggest songs of the year, didn't get nominated. Too Sweet by Hozier didn't get nominated, as did Lose Control didn't get nominated. But I think Lose Control is more so because Teddy Swims submitted the song last year and it didn't get anything. But not only that, Beautiful Things also got snubbed, and I'm again stiff competition. But the next snubby involves Doja Cat not getting nominated for anything, at least for Agora Hills in particular. I think the Grammys kind of got confused on where to put it in the melodic rap category or the pop category. If it was so for the latter, stiff competition, but the former, it probably should have got recognized. And Ariana Grande isn't present in the general fields again, although she made her presence felt in the pop fields. I'll give her that. And I'll said it before and I'll say it again, as long as the Grammys keep getting it wrong, they'll exist. And now number 6, the surprises. With snubs came surprises, and one of the surprises that stood out to me was Charli XCX. She's on here quite a bit, and I didn't know how they're going to treat her works given that she's a dance pop artist, but the Grammys felt like her songs were pop enough for their categories. But not only that, her presence in the general fields really shocked me, as 360 is up for Record of the Year and Brat is up for Album of the Year. Grammy had a Brat Girl summer, I guess. I also underestimated Chappell Roan's presence in the general fields. But another surprise for me was Andre 3000's Flute Project being nominated for Album of the Year, and I hope it surprises everyone by winning, because I actually like the album, even though I think it's not going to win. We also had Ray and doechii are also surprises for me, given that they were snubbed last year, and both artists up for Best New Artist this year. And say whatever you want about them, but Chris Brown had more nominations than I wanted him to. And on that note, that concludes some of the takeaways I learned for the Grammys. So tell me what y'all think in the comments below. Tell me how you feel about the nominees. What surprised you? What got snubbed? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.